transplant is going to become a reality?
Yeah.
And what will they do? Is it what about different types of?
So I think right now
Like convert microbiome into therapeutic microbiome.
Yeah, if you could take the bad microbiome and put it into the healthy microbiome, then it clearly helps in C. diff colitis. Now people are starting to study it in irritable bowel syndrome, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease. Those are the GI disorders, CX group, all of these disorders. But we have to wait for the research.
As on today, for a healthy person, what should they do? I mean,
For a healthy person,
curd.
for a healthy person, we talk about coffee, exercise, vitamin D,
No,
nuts,
in terms
meditation.
of
In terms of diet, vegetarian diet is much better than animal diet, right? And then yogurt is very good, a lot of bacteria. If they still feel the stomach digestion is unsettled, try one or two different probiotics.
Okay, and I'll say yogurt is also a probiotic.
Yeah, yeah,
All yogurts are same or they are also different? Microbiome are different.
totally different. No one is scientifically studied.
So therefore I'm saying
There are thousands of questions just in diet and microbiome, and it can be easily studied. And no matter what the results are, they are publishable because it will have an impact on our history.
suppose I want to take out curd, suppose I want to check up curd of the 30 states curd I did.
Yeah.
All the 30 states, what do I test?
You test the microbiome. You study the stool before and after somebody's been on that diet for a while, right? So you can do that. Then you can say, what about cheese? What about lassi? All of it can be studied. What does mango achar do to the microbiome? You have no idea. It's such a fertile area.
If I take, suppose, if I take probiotics,
Yeah.
take the capsule, put it into milk,
Yeah.
it will be converted into dairy.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah.
Sure. My sister brought some
Yeah.
US probiotic,
Yeah.
and I've been using it as a dairy every day.
Yeah. And you feel better.
No, it's not. I'm telling you that you can also prepare your own probiotic, medicinal probiotic, by converting it to the curd.
Yeah.
By using that as a, you put it into milk,
Yeah.
and
But the point is that if there are 10 people and they consume the same
the results
prepared
will be different.
curd with probiotic added to it, it'll have a different effect.
So
Like-
as on today, hit and try.
Right now, it's hit and miss. It's hit and miss. In the future, there'll be precision.
So as on today, if I have any refractory disease,
Yeah.
I'm talking about
Sure.
any refractory disease,
Yeah.
give him a trial of multiple probiotics.
Take at least 2 or 3 different ones because they have different bacteria.
Breakfast
The
is-
one that talking to some experts in this field in America, that we recommend and recommend very loosely, telling our patients, it's not based on any scientific study, but there's one called Phillips Colon Health. Phillips Colon Health. You buy it at a food store. They're not inexpensive. You know, you get 30 of them will cost like $45. You take one a day, and you're not sure that's the right one for you. You take another one. So it's, right now it's hit and miss. But if somebody has a chronic disabling disease, like bad rheumatoid arthritis or lupus or Crohn's, it's worth trying till the studies catch up.
Okay, so one is multiple probiotics.
Yeah.
Any link with food? Before food, after food, or doesn't matter?
Good question. I don't know if it's in the study.
With coffee, without coffee, you don't know.
I don't know.
So as of today, you can take up to 3.
Yeah.
3 different varieties you can
Yeah, I would take them before a meal or with a meal.
Okay, that's one. 2. Stool of a newborn.
Yeah.
Say
Sterile birth.
at birth. So suppose I
But it also depends. So see, here's another interesting thing that people are doing. It's slowly catching up in America. They take permission from the mother. And a newborn is born by C-section. They take a gauze, put it on the vagina, to get the secretions, and then store the baby. And then now they will study to see if it makes a difference in the outcome. Okay? So kids born by C-section have a higher risk of
Mother's vagina.
type 2 diabetes, celiac,
No, we're talking
asthma.
about mother's vagina.
Mother's vagina.
So that
Swab,
you are missing in
that's
C-section.
You're missing it in C-section. You're not coming through the birth canal.
So therefore that you are trying to
You're
give the
trying to
steroid.
repopulate, and they've shown already that you study them a month later, their microbiome is the same as the microbiome of
As if they would have
born by
No, I'm saying something. I'm saying 24 hours later.
Yeah,
If you take a stool
yeah,
of healthy newborn
yeah,
at 24 hours,
Yeah.
so his microbiome will be healthy,
yeah,
potentially healthy,
yeah.
and that use that as a broad spectrum for people who are terminally illness.
Possible, I don't know. I don't know.
If you want to do a fecal transplant,
Yeah.
see in India, refractory conditions are rampant.
Yeah,
Because-
sure,
and they move from here to here.
yeah.
Push to kar do. And that's the answer. They will not mind trying anything. So if some study has to be done, suppose we want to give them a healthy microbiome, what is the definition of a healthy microbiome?
Again, it will depend on the individual. What is healthy for you may not be healthy for me. I keep harping on that. This is precision medicine. This is the same way as you will be treating cancer. We will be treating benign conditions, diabetes, arthritis, lupus, arthritis, flu, with precision. We don't know whether a newborn at 1 month is better than, taking yogurt with two different probiotics.
So as on today, there is no breakthrough. These are all assumptions.
Yes, yes.
And
This
assumptions
is-
are based on my studies.
No, some in humans.
Some in humans.
C. difficile humans.
See, deficit is now in India, we are
Yeah.
seeing in community care. It's no more a healthcare association.
Yeah,
Because it has entered into the community.
sure.
And we're getting a lot of cases in the community with C.
And the reason for that is antibiotics are used willy-nilly, not only in human beings, as physicians can prescribe antibiotics for viral disorders, but also in the agriculture. So poultry, beef, pork, they are giving them tons of antibiotics. Because one cow gets it, and it spreads, you have to slaughter all the cows, you have to slaughter all the pigs. So they use a ton of antibiotics. It's leading big time to antibiotic resistance. And that's another huge problem we have. Okay, so stay tuned. I think I prepared this talk about a year and a half ago, and every 2 weeks I have to update it. Use study.
And now I think we can correlate with our mycological treatment. The cow urine and cow dung is being used for the treatment of various illnesses in the past. That we can now learn from it in the microbiome.
That's a wonderful point. But don't take the cow dung and put it on the umbilicus.
No, no, that is true. That we
Yeah,
are
you
not
need to
promoting
this, right? You want this. So that's why
That has
I have
been
a
used
slide
in the
that says
past.
friend or foe. It can be your friend.
What
it can
about
be
the microbes that you have outside the intestine, for example, the skin? And
Yeah, there's some on the
eyes?
skin, in the ears, in the vagina, in the nasal cavity, but what's being studied best
All the
is
cavities.
the gut. Gut microbiome is the one that people have focused on, and now they start to study. There's also something very interesting called biological dark matter. So this is a new concept, and you're going to hear more about it in the future. But what is biological dark matter is, there's a wonderful TED talk by Nathan Wolfe, biologist and explorer, and he talks about biological dark matter. So it is uncharacterized genetic material that is formed in humans, that is not part of the existing 3 domains of life: bacteria, archaea, and eukaryotes. It may well be a 4th domain of life, and it apparently accounts for 40% to 50% of the genetic material in the GI tract. 40 to 50%, 20% of the genetic material in the nose, and 1% of the genetic material in sterile blood. What is this biological dark matter? So we'll
Now,
find out
slightly,
in some
I'm
years.
going to take you back to Ayurveda.
Yeah.
In Ayurveda, we have the concept of Vartipata.
Or what?
Vartipata.
Vata. Yeah.
Then we have the concept of seven dhatus.
Ah.
Now see the seven dhatus: Rasa, Rakta, Mamsa, Veda, Maja, Asti, Shuddha.
Ah.
One of the theory of Ayurveda is when I eat food,
Yeah.
first of all, rasa will be weighed.
Yeah.
Okay. Once the rasa, the whole meal of rasa is over, then only rakta will be weighed. Then rasa, rakta, mamsa means muscle, veda means adipose tissue, majja is bone marrow, then bone, and then say for example, they say if I have a disorder at the level of rasa, then rakta will not be made, mamsa will not be made, veda will not, so I will have protein manifestation. So all disorders of plasma will have disorders of blood, anemia, mamsa, myositis, muscular dystrophies, bone marrow involvement, bone involvement, osteoporosis, and everything. Rasa, rakta, disorders of blood will have normal plasma, but they will have impaired other things. Rasa, rakta, mamsa, disorders of muscle may not have anemia, may not have serum protein deficiency. Okay? Rasa, mamta, mamsa, medha. Medha is adipose tissue. Disorders of adipose tissue will have normal muscle. So that's how the whole theory comes into it. Now this is the formation of that requires, there are three basic things they describe is vata, that is prana, and then agni, and then oja. Oja in our scientific language we don't understand. Tejasvi bhava, ojasvi bhava. So we don't understand oja in allopathic medicine, so the nearest will be immunity, our immune cells and everything. Agni we don't understand, but it will be metabolism. The nearest will be.
Right.
Now they say there are 13 agnis. 13 types of agnis. One of them these are called Jethar agnis. That for the first one is Pachak agni, which digests, this is present in the duodenum. Then they take, there are 12 more agnis, 7 dhatus, and 5 for the air, fire, water, 5 basic elements. So these 12 agnis in the body, I have no equivalent in modern medicine today. And each one of them require a different food, each one of them require a different treatment. They can be Magni Agni, Tikshna Agni, Neutral Agni, and Hypo Agni. There are 4 different types of, they can be impaired, they can be higher, they can be low, Mandagni, which is Kapha disorder. Tikshna is a Pitta disorder. Disorder is a Vata disorder, or they can be normal, Samagni. There are 4 different situations. The only answer today is to sit with the Ayurvedic doctors, scholars, and trace out that these 12 different types of agnis are 12 different types of your microbiomes present in the body.
Very well.
And their harmony.
It's the agni of the microbiome and the human being.
So therefore there has to be
dance.
Having a dance,
This
there has to be
evolutionary
12
dance
different
has
types
for
of,
millions of years. And
12 different classifications.
crosstalk is occurring and it's still going on. Nobody's shut up. We have to listen and we have to figure it
12
out.
different types
There's a
of.
saying, diet is destiny,
Absolutely.
right? Diet will affect everything in our physiology, but probably a lot of it is through the microbiome.
If that's so, then there has to be in every individual
Yeah.
12 different types of microbiome present. Disorder of any one of them will cause a particular disease.
If a certain species is predominant and the other species are down, it will alter your susceptibility, proclivity for a particular disease.
But they basically, when they talk about is,
Yeah.
they don't talk about symptoms, they don't talk about signs, they only say we change the environment to treat.
Yeah.
That environment has to be bring back that microbiome back and the whole disease becomes solved. Say for example, if they treat rasa, then all plasma disorder, irrespective of which disease it is,
Yeah.
that's what the concept of
I
Ayurveda
think
is.
it's much more comprehensive, it's much more well thought of, it probably has much more wisdom. It was probably cognized by the sages without any scientific instruments that they knew that, right?
But they knew everything.
They knew everything. Yeah, they just
were-
cognized.
They were in a position to explain you that this is the problem and it can be treated like
Yeah.
this.
There's a,
But otherwise there's no concept why one should take a cow urine.
yeah.
You know, there's some microbiome which
Yeah.
is coming from there.
So
and treat it.
microbiomes are in the GI, Skin,
everywhere.
Yeah.
Body surfaces and all the cavities,
All
nose,
fits.
vagina, ears.
bladder will not have,
Huh?
bladder will not have.
Probably not. But you know, urine contains other things. Urine contains urokinase. You can dissolve clots. Raju Desai tried to do it.
Rajipula. I mean, that's what medically we used to laugh in my.
Yeah, but we don't know. Again, it should be studied. If somebody is willing to study it, if patients are willing to drink urine, saying you either drink urine or something that looks like urine, and we study it.
You may find many people are drinking.
Oh, there are. I know people in India who drink it, who actually look very healthy. They don't talk about it
Yeah,
because
they don't
most
talk
people
about it.
will
They
say,
laugh.
what are you doing?
They laugh at
They
it.
laugh at that. Yeah.
That's a big
Yeah.
deal. And as for Ayurveda, everybody is laughing that it is not a science, it is not a medicine, but
Okay,
it is.
that's time to close. 5 minutes of leadership.
Five minutes of leadership.
What our doctors should know about five or 10 principles of leadership. One you said was.
So I think everyone can lead, and you can lead in many different ways. You don't need a title to be a leader. You can have a title of a leader like CEO, president, dean, and not be a leader. So what are the basic tenets of leadership? I wrote a book on this. It's called Leadership by Example, the 10 Key Principles of All Great Leaders. I have a mnemonic and it spells out leadership. Leadership. L is listen, be good listeners. Right? Oliver Wendell Holmes said it is in the province of knowledge to speak. It is in the privilege of wisdom to listen. So let's be better listeners. Number 2, E is empathy. Be kind, be compassionate. The Dalai Lama once said, be kind whenever possible. It is always possible. So E is empathy. A is an attitude that is upbeat and courageous. The most successful people on this planet have what's called grit. Grit is having passion and perseverance for a long-term articulated goal. So LEAD is leadership. So LEAD is having drive. Again, similar to having courage. E is having a lot of effort, having enthusiasm, having energy. R is resilience. S is having a sense of purpose. H is having humility. Great leaders have humility. Albert Einstein, Albert Schweitzer, when he got the Nobel Peace Prize in 1952, he said, now I have to go earning. Talk about humility. H is also human. I is integrity. You can do something good for years and years and years, decades, and then you compromise your integrity and your reputation as well. And P is packing other people's parachutes, which is a metaphor for mentoring and nurturing. Each one of us is here today because somebody helped us, right? Somebody packed our parachute. Could be a teacher, a principal, a parent, an associate, an aunt, sibling. And your job is, our job as leaders, is to pack other people's parachute. And also thank the people who packed our parachute. So, and my plea is don't wait for the eulogy. Don't wait till they die and then at the cremation you get up and give a speak. This person was great. And do it now. Don't wait till then. Write them a letter. So those are the 10 key principles of all.
What are the 5 regrets I should not have
D,
the 10 of them?
D is actually dare to dream big. Okay? So great leaders dare to dream big. And having a sense of purpose, I think Mark Twain said it the best. He said the 2 most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. What was your purpose in life? So each one of us has a purpose in life. It'll come to you by reflecting on it, or you'll witness something very bad and you'll say, you know what, I'm going to make a difference here.
And what are the 5 regrets a leader is not supposed to have
So
at the
that
time of
no,
death?
so this is 5 things that people say. They say I should have traveled more. I should have said I love you more often. I should have been the bigger person and said, I'm sorry. I should have had the courage to pursue my dreams and aspirations. I should have said, spend more time with my friends. Who says these 5 things? There are people who are facing imminent death. They're going to die in the next 6 months. These are their greatest regrets. Nobody says, I should have worked harder. Nobody says, I should have made more money. Nobody says, I should have driven a Ferrari or lived in a huge mansion. So the point of all of this is, we should now be doing these things. All right? Travel. Say, I love you. To your friends, hug them, say, I love you. Be the bigger person and say, I'm sorry. Never ruin an apology with an excuse. Harry Truman. Never ruin an apology with an excuse. Say, I'm sorry. Come late for a meeting, I'm sorry. Not, there was an accident, there's traffic in Delhi. No, don't ruin it. So, I love you. Spend more time with your friends. Travel. Be the bigger person, say, I'm sorry. And have the courage to pursue your dreams and aspirations. We should be doing that now, not on our deathbed. Right? Those are the regrets of people.
So what we have done today is not only we have talked about microbiome, which is going to be the future. I think at the IMA level, we should do a conference or a discussion where we involve people and try to see whether IMA can take a lead, because this is a multi-speciality subject. Let's see whether we can take a lead in the subject of microbiome and health. And we also talked about leadership. We have a true leader sitting in front of us, and IMA is compiling 100 of influential doctors in the country who have made a difference, and we know Sanjeev is going to be one of them. That's all for today. We'll come back next week with one more subject. Till that, goodbye. I say thanks to Sanjeev.
Thank you.
And
Great
thanks
to be here. Great
Dr.
to meet
Tandon,
you.
and thanks Dr. Loza. We'll be back next
Thank
week
you,
with
everyone.
another subject. Thank you.
Good job. All right, you can have this.